presenting, starting off with the idea of, as the title implies, seen clearly through unadulterated eyes, unaroused eyes more specifically. And so it's a different kind of authenticity, the one that a child might use in assessing a potential spouse. Because you may look at someone and they may have visually striking features, or they may have a face or an ethnicity that really is basically your type, and if you're in a state of arousal and maybe haven't gotten off, masturbated, routinely for the past days. By the way, I want to dispel this whole concept of this. Like, it makes you have this extra level of intensity. But I would recommend only doing that, maybe a couple days if you need to get through a hard project or something, right? Because the point of orgasm is it's the natural enjoyment of life. Having sex with yourself, which you can do if you make full use of things like the sex toys out there for men and women, and pornography also, as long as it involves adults, say let's say people ages maybe 21 or 25 or older, people who are they're old enough to choose what to do, and if they want to put stuff out there for free for adult entertainment, then maybe paying for it might be promoting it. But if you're not paying for it, because it's essentially prostitution and promiscuous activity, right? Under the guises of, they use these terms like porn actors, and everything. And by the way, OnlyFans is a different thing, because it's just a solo female performer, right? So for people to say that that's prostitution, it's not. I mean, yeah, if you're looking for a wealthy guy, you might want to be a cashier at Whole Foods or hang out at some places that wealthy guys want, and then the benefit of being a virgin, and just that enhances your attractivity towards a high caliber guy, if that's what you want. But if you just want to make your own money and be be a dual income household and everything, then and the reality is men and women will be more attracted to each other if they're virgins, because that means they waited for each other, that they essentially are important to each other, that they made themselves, it's because that's what they're thinking in their life. Like, a lot of this goes unconscious in the past. Like, people didn't think of I want to get married in the past. What happened in the past is it was just already set up as a social construct. It was something that families had, and so it was just a natural progression into they're lovingly married, and then the next generation will be, the kids will follow in that at an unconscious level. But in the interest of consciousness, we're also going to be considering this other idea I have, which is talking frankly with people, especially guys who are trying to seduce lots of women, and they may be more attractive guys, right? Yes, please have an attractive wife, but not through seduction, not through just trying to seduce her through your body or your money, but because you really like each other. And then have kids, great. And then maybe even film some couples pornography, which is probably the most wholesome version of pornography. And by the way, any arguments against pornography should be easy to quash by suggesting that, yes, if we use pornography, it will help deter premarital intimacy. So why not do it? So hold on, boys, hold on. So, oh shit, dude, Tech One in this beat. So yeah, Tech One. What I'm saying is, an argument to guys that say, "Oh, we should be able to do whatever we want." Please consider that. Why would you want to have sex with somebody else's wife? Like, if somebody says, "Oh, it's not hurting anyone to have sex," it actually is, because it's hurting people. It's hurting your fellow brothers' ability to trust you. They can't trust you if you're trying to seduce their spouse, right? Or their future spouse, right? Like, come on, guys. Like, why would you do that? And then the big follow-up is, "Oh, do you care?" So a guy is trying to act like a Myron Gaines type of persona from Fashion Fit, like very A-type personality, very like, "Oh, if I'm rich, I should be able to do whatever I want." The question to pose to someone like that is, well, do you need more than one spouse? And if they don't, if they ultimately want to follow up on I that's ultimately what I want when I'm more mature, then why not focus on that now? One, and two, why make a bunch of less virgin women and de-virginize or increase the quote-unquote body count of more women, when you could instead be trying to promote the culture of a woman that you actually want, which is where all the men don't try to seduce all the women, and they protect and respect each fellow man's sister and future spouses. So the question to pose to a Myron Gaines character is this simple, guys. It's, do you feel that when you're seducing other people that it's fair to your fellow man? And do you care about your fellow man? And if they say no, then see, a big part of this is getting people to admit stuff in a public forum. Like, a lot of people are willing to challenge me and say that, "Oh, your ideas are dumb," or you don't know anything about marriage. But then when I challenge them on a public forum, they're unwilling to specifically admit that, "Oh, I disagree with marriage. I think marriage is not good." And by the way, I have modified my position to that the legal marriage is a problem because it actually gives a woman power, and women don't like to have to deal with power. They want to, and money. They want to be able to have a husband that's their masculine force in their life, who is smarter, stronger, more successful, more financially stable than they are, and that allows them to have the evolution of womanhood, of being a feminine woman, and so that's what we want, guys. We want to create a society where men get to be masculine men and women get to be feminine women. But the only way that can be manifested is if we play it smart and we treat each other like we can do that, which is, men got to stop having sex with their fellow man's future wife, and that will create a trust in society, show that men care about each other's men. And even the fucking alpha male quote unquote characters, even they don't get virgins. That's the craziness of it. And I think the big problem of it is some guys are like, oh, it doesn't need to be a virgin. And these are all the fucking simps that are willing to like simp out on women, especially these college guys who are fucking, around women who are trying to be masculine and not trying to be motherly, feminine women. Like, it's like they want to be men. They want money. They're trying to act like they have this hustle energy. But for most women, they're going to want to have children. Now, I love women who are willing to work hard and, be a masculine role, and maybe that's what they want. Or maybe, let's just be honest, maybe they're less attractive women who can't really attract a man who, would want to have children with them, or who would want to, financially support them. So yeah, great, they can work, but the average woman, who's attractive, and the average man wants to feel a sense of, the average man wants to feel a sense of pride and responsibility of like, this is my wife, this is my family, I want to take care of them, I want them to want me and need me to support them. And in that regard, the man gets a sense of like, this is, a sense of pride, like, hey, this is, me. And that doesn't really work when a woman makes a joint income, and maybe they need to sacrifice going on vacations and having, a nicer new, premium vehicle and everything. Maybe they got to sacrifice all that in order to have a loving marriage. And think about her more. Maybe she's not of a certain religion that you want her to be. Maybe she's not, you don't like how she sounds. Maybe she's not smart enough. Maybe she, whatever it is. Try to figure that out. Try to figure out what that is. Power, okay, of the anti-simp, the power of the person who who will not just have, the opposite of a simp is a guy who will refuse to have sex with a woman unless that woman is his spouse. Like, that's the magic of it, you guys. That's the opposite of a simp. It's somebody who will not have sex with a woman unless she's his wife, unless she meets certain criteria. Like, that's the real power of a man. And let's go forward with that. And remember, check out my TikTok, Team Shieldheart. Again, that's TikTok @Team Shieldheart, because that's part of the fun. That's part of the fun. I've got some cool videos on there. More to come. Thank you guys. And shieldheart.org. Aloha.